Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. Wow. What a freaking week. And I'm still trying to get my camera and everything. Yeah, the blurring. It's not working for me, but whatever. So I wanted to come on here and do just a little bit of, I guess, maybe true crime, but kind of goes both with, the paranormal and, true crime. So I not really read. I did read up a little bit on, and if I say her name wrong, I apologize. I'm not good at names. It's Lamora Williams. She was a 24-year-old mother. She was convicted recently. So this kind of goes back to, everybody talks about, we do have a mental health crisis in America. And I do kind of see that. And I do feel like it's more than just, um, let me not say that. I feel like the paranormal and being possessed kind of go hand in hand when you think about this girl put her two children in an oven and slowly baked them, basically. She killed them in her own oven. What mother could do that if you did not have something supernatural going on? When I was reading this, and there's really not a lot out there on her. I tried and tried to find the court documents. That right there, the little, blurring in the back, it's getting on my nerves. I tried to find the court documents to try to read just a little bit more, and I couldn't find them, and I'm not going to pay for them. They're not on the internet unless somebody knows how to pull them up other than me, but it is what it is. So the deaths happened in 2017. She had two sons. Jakarta Penn, he was 1 year old. Keontae Penn, which was 2 years old. They were killed around an hour apart. I'm going to play you her 911 call. But this is from some of the 911 call. This is from her husband, her boyfriend, the father. Let me say that. This is from the father. So when I came in, the stove was laying on my son, on my youngest son's head. And my other son was laid out on the floor with, I'm sorry, y'all, with his brains. They were laid out all over the floor. William told the dispatcher that she did not know what to do. He told them he had just came home from work. In February of 2018, Williams was indicted on 4 counts of felony murder, 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of concealing the death of another, 1 count of making a false statement, which you'll see here in a minute. You'll listen to the 911 call. She was later charged with 2 counts of cruelty to children in the first degree, 1 count of cruelty to children in the second degree, 1 additional count of aggravated assault, 1 count of obstruction of law enforcement officer, and 1 count of battery resulting in sustained physical harm. She told the police that she had left all 3 of her children with the caregiver from noon until 11:30 p.m. Wow. The day that she had returned home to find 2 had died with a caregiver. Wow. Sometime between midnight on October the 12th, 2017 and 11 p.m. the next day, Williams knowingly and intentionally killed the 2 toddlers by placing them in the oven and turning it on. An arrest warrant was issued by Atlanta police. I cannot even imagine harming my kids, let alone putting them in an oven. A hot oven. Those babies, they suffered. And because Georgia doesn't have the death penalty, just as in today, which is Wednesday, obviously it's going to come out tomorrow, Laken Riley's murderer, that this administration allowed over here. He was flown from where he came in Texas to Manhattan. He stayed at the Ritz, which they turned into basically an apartment. It's not a hotel anymore for illegal immigrants. From there, he got a flight on us, on the government, on the taxpayers, to Georgia. Not a bus, nothing. When most of us in the United States can't afford food, gas, electricity, mortgage, rent, and our own government with our own tax money. And let me tell you something. Let me say this before we get on to this 911 call. These people have the audacity to just throw our money that we pay just willy-nilly wherever. They don't pay taxes. Everybody said, well, they pay taxes. No, they don't. The majority of, I say the majority, I can't say that. But you think about all the actual working people that pay payroll taxes to the federal government, paying into Social Security that is not there. That's where they're getting a lot of this money. And yes, you've got sales tax. So for instance, just say we've got 10% here in Florida. You've got 3% that goes, 4% that goes to the city. Another, 2 or 3% that goes to the state. The rest goes to the federal government. Okay, that's the way sales tax actually works. You guys look it up. I'm not even sure what it is here. I know in Alabama we had a 10% sales tax. So we had 1% that went to the county. Okay, we had 3% that went to. 1% went to the city, 3% went to the county, and then we had 4% that went to the state. The rest went to the federal government. So they're not making a lot on sales tax, okay? A lot of the taxes that we pay come from our payroll, the actual working Americans, not somebody that is working under the table. Because obviously, if they're working under the table, they are not paying any type of payroll taxes. Everybody says taxes. It's payroll taxes. It is to the federal government, the percentage, which is a big chunk. Then you have a percentage that goes to Social Security, Medicare, which is the other. So people need to understand and look at how these taxes actually come out of our checks and how the taxes go where in your own city, county, and state, and then federal. So sales taxes, yeah, they might be paying sales taxes like that, like every other freaking American. Like we get hit as working class. We get hit double whammy, because we pay the sales tax to the federal government, and then we pay the sales tax or the payroll tax out of our checks. Anyway, enough on that bullshit, because I'm done with our government. Let me just read this. It says, according to the autopsy, the boys' heads were struck in a tipped over oven. So not only did she try to do it once, she did it twice. And then they were burned. I keep saying, like, this goes back to, and everybody says paranormal, the supernatural. I really, really think for a mother to have given birth, you nurture those children for a year, for 2 years, or for 50 years, whatever it might be. There's got to be something more than just mental health that is wrong with you. You've got, this whole country is got a lot of demons in it. A lot. It's so sick. I want to play this 911 call for you. First, we're going to play this one. This is the 911 call. You guys just listen. I mean, my heart just breaks. Look how precious these babies are. These are precious angels right here. And they're so damn stinking cute.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a question, and this is a serious matter. I just left my cousin in the house with my kids.
So now it's her cousin. She's blaming it on her cousin. I just want to cry. I'll be honest with you.
When I came back from work, and my kids, 2 of my kids are dead. What do I?
First of all, she is already not panicked. Okay, I don't even know how to explain. I wouldn't be, oh, they're dead. I would be so freaked out, the 911 caller would not even be able to understand the words that were coming out of my mouth.
What I gotta do? They dead. She left them dead in the house by themselves.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Where are you now?
I'm in my house. She left my door open. My baby boy, my oldest baby boy, is the only one that's here, and the only one that's alive. She left them in the house by themselves. She left them in here, and they knocked the stove on. Can you listen? When I came in, the stove was laying on my youngest son's head, and my other son was laid out on the floor with his brains laid out.
First of all, she knows so much detail in this right here. I think Georgia, after even this, just this alone, and I'm not saying forget about Lake and Riley at all, but just this alone, Georgia should bring back the death penalty. 100%.
On the floor, I don't know what to do. I just came home to work from this. And she just left my baby there.
Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna get EMS and I'm gonna get police and fire at the.
You can't tell me that this lady doesn't have something supernatural. Possession. Just look at her right here. Her eyes are dark. I mean, even I'm sitting here looking at her. You can feel that coming from her. It's horrible. Horrible.
At the location, can you tell me where you're located?
Ma'am, I can't even talk. This is so serious. I'm so scared.
But she can't talk to tell you where she lives, but she could talk to tell you detail about how her children have just died.
I don't want to get locked up because I was at work.
Okay, ma'am.
Oh, now she doesn't want to be locked up. Look at these babies.
I understand that you're scared. I completely understand, but I need to get some help out there to you now. Can you tell me where you're located?
I understand it, but can you please help me? Like, can you please tell me, like, I don't want to get locked up because this is not my fault. I had just came home from work. I just came home from work.
She just convicted herself. Just by that right there. I could not have been a juror on her case. I couldn't have.
Yes, ma'am.
I just came home from work.
Okay. Ma'am, the first thing that I need to do is get some help out there to you.
The problem is that she FaceTimed, remind you, she FaceTimed her boyfriend or the baby's father. She FaceTimed them, showed him everything on FaceTime. He freaks out, calls 911 himself, but in the meantime, when she hung up, she's calling 911. And here, this right here. She FaceTimed him. I mean, how do you do that?
I understand that you're upset and you're scared.
They in here dead. Like, it's no way in the fuck. She left my baby dead.
Okay.
And I don't have no way to reach her.
If you're not sure, if you were at work, ma'am, listen to me. If you were at work while this happened, then the responsibility is going to fall on your sister if that's who you left them with. Okay?
First of all, the 911 operator should have never, ever said that. Ever. Period. Because, yes, you want to sit there and try to comfort them, but you never assume or cast blame on someone when you have no idea the actual truth. You gotta keep on asking her where she's at. Look, let's take care of what's going on first.
Okay, hold on one moment, because I'm gonna also get EMS on the line as well, okay?
Yes,
hold on one moment. Yes, ma'am. Stay on the line with me, though. Hold on one moment for me.
Okay.
These babies. Keep in mind.
Okay, tell me.
She's already FaceTimed the father of these precious little babies right here.
Tell me exactly what happened.
When I just came home from work, my babies was stuck in the stove dead, and I just came home from work. My cousin was babysitting my kids and left my kids dead in my house. Ain't no telling how long they've been in this house.
All right, wait. So is your son, is he obviously dead? Is he breathing at all? Can you tell me
he's dead. He's
Look at the evil. This isn't just a mental health issue. This right here is some sort of possession. People can believe it or not. That right there, look at her eyes. They're evil. They're dark. She has no soul. It goes beyond mental health.
The stove is laying on this floor. The stove is, one of my babies is stuck. The stove is cooked over and everything.
All right, Elena, can we get PD started to this location? I'm operator 839.
Yes, we have PD and fire already en route to that location.
All right, thank you so much.
Please hurry up, please.
All right, ma'am. I'm en route, okay? We're en route.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Atlanta 911 operator.
Y'all. I can't even explain how a mother can actually do that to their own babies. I feel absolutely horrified by the fact that this happened to two precious, innocent babies. I mean, I am like at a loss for words. Let me share this screen because I want you to see this father with his children. Look at these babies. I can't even imagine what he's actually going through, because he'll never get that scene that she FaceTimed him. He'll never get that out of his head, let alone the loss of his 2 babies. I've always said that I really think a lot of, I don't know if I want to say possessions, but that's basically what it is. A lot of people want to say mental health. And I'm not saying that we don't have a lot of mental health going on in our country. A lot of it, drugs. But I really think it goes back to, and I'm not a very spiritual person per se, but I do believe once they took trying to take God out of everything, higher power, whatever you want to call it, this country's gone to hell. And as y'all can see, we are literally on the brink of World War III because of what Biden did. Why? And I'm not going to get off on that. That's going to be another video because this right here kind of got to me. This lady, 2 days ago, they sentenced her to life without the possibility of parole. Just as in Laken Riley's case, they sentenced him to life. So the first count, and I think it was the first count and the second count, were life without the possibility of parole. And then the third, fourth, and fifth one, it got confusing because they did away somehow adjudicated. I'm not sure about that, how they worded it, were done away with. And then you had a bunch of like misdemeanors that he committed that are going to run concurrent with the life and without the possibility of parole. Georgia, bring back the death penalty. These people, Jose Ibarra, and this lady right here deserves the death penalty. Jose Ibarra is the TDA, Trinidad Aragua, I can't pronounce it right, whatever gang he was associated with. And we're flying him all over our country. I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Knowing that your own tax dollars are actually going and went and helped. And I say it, this poor baby in Atlanta, or outside of Atlanta, University of Georgia, was murdered. And our tax dollars funded every bit of him being here. It's very aggravating. It's very sad that it's coming. Ooh, I just knocked that out of my way. It's coming. January 2025. I'm so ready for it to get here. If we're not in World War III before then, because of Biden. Anyway, all right. I hope you guys enjoy it. Just always remember, not all actual or mental health that everybody wants to go and get, medicine for or whatever they get. I have no idea. Isn't always just black and white. like with that Williams, I do believe she had something going on with her that was more than a lot of people can understand. I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. All right, everybody. Peace out. And until our next video, and I know it's been a little bit since I've actually done a video, so yeah. All right. Stay salty.